Hi guys, Christian here from the MCI Trading Academy, bring you another fresh stock market analysis outlook for the week ahead. And guys, this is going to be a very important video, so make sure you watch until the end. We'll be going through what happened last week in the stock market. We'll be going through the setups that we had for the non-farm payrolls report that was released last Friday. We had some very profitable setups that occurred before and after the report was released. We'll be going through the setups that we had this morning, the 5th of September, and we'll also be going through the things to watch out for the week ahead. So make sure you watch until the end. And also guys, as always, if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and please share it with anyone else that may also find it useful. And guys, just before I start, if you are new to trading or you've been trading for a while and you are struggling with being profitable or consistently profitable, we can help you become a profitable professional trader with our trading courses. If you are interested in finding more about the trading courses we offer, please visit our website mcitradingacademy.co.uk, where you can find out more about the trading courses we offer. And if you have any questions, please send us a query and a member of our team will get back to you straight away. We offer one-to-one mentorship courses to guide and support you in becoming a profitable professional trader. Now, let's start off by looking at the setups we had this morning. As you guys are aware, the US markets are closed today, so this is just the European guys that are at work. Now, this obviously suggests that there will be less volatility today. However, there's still been a couple of good setups to take this morning. So if we start off with the DAX, as you can see, going into today's session, there's been a lot of bearish pressure. Okay, so not a lot of positive news into Europe to start the week off. However, okay, we still found some interesting buying opportunities this morning. If you just go into a 5-minute time frame and let's analyze this here, we can see that as the markets opened this morning here at 8 o'clock, it went up, cleared the liquidity that we had above, then instantly started selling off. Now it started selling off into where? It started selling off into this 5 minutes IC here. Now you can see as it came into the IC, it started to consolidate here and then had a big buying pressure. So if you were tactical here, you could have entered a buy position anywhere around here with the stop loss below and target this as your take profit. And as you can see, it already reached take profit. So if you did catch that, well done to you, because this was one of the few trades that we had going into this morning. So well done to you. Now let's go over and discuss what happened in terms of the non-farm payrolls report. So let's just start off with the US 500 here. And as you can see, prior to the report, we had a big consolidation that occurred, with liquidity being created above and below this zone here. Now, as you guys are aware, we had in terms of the non-farm payrolls numbers, we had a forecast of 300k, and the actual result, the actual number that was announced was 315k, so not far off from what the expectation was. Now, as liquidity was created above and below, we knew that after the announcement of the non-farm payrolls, they will have to target liquidity above and liquidity below. We just don't know which one they will target first. So if we zoom into a 5-minute time frame and go through what actually happened, you can see here, okay, at 1:30 UK time, when the announcement was released, we had big buying pressure clearing the liquidity above, obviously, and as this occurred, okay, price started to get a bit up and up, and during the US Open, okay, price started selling off. Now it started selling off into where? Into this 5 minutes I see here, okay. And if we zoom in, okay, If we zoom into a 1 minute time frame, you can see perfectly how price came into the 5 minute IC, started to consolidate here, and then started to get a bit up. So all you have to do at that point, open a buy position somewhere around here, stop loss below, and off you go. Off you go to where? Well, this was a long shot, okay? I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but can you see here we had equal highs here and a lot of liquidity just above this zone here, okay? Just above this zone here. What did price do? It went up, just cleared that liquidity, and then started selling off. Now let's go into more details into this. So if we just look at a smaller time frame, you can see here, let's look at a 5 minute time frame. You can see how it cleared that liquidity just about, okay? It cleared all the liquidity, then it started to consolidate. So at this point, if you entered a sell position and target the liquidity below here, that would have been the best trade you can have, okay? So you can get a buy position here and a sell position there, and that's perfect, okay? That would have been the perfect trade for you and the perfect setups that we had into the non-farm payrolls. Okay, so this guys is how you should have traded the non-farm payrolls report, okay? Clearing the liquidity above, and you can see clearing this liquidity as well, and after that we clear this liquidity here and we're back on to this IC here. So at this point, those were the only trades to take on Friday. If you did, well done to you. Now guys, let's go into and have a look at the things we should be watching out for the week ahead, and let's start off with the economic calendar. Now first of all, as you guys are aware, on Monday we have Labor Day in the US, so the US markets will be closed, and I don't expect a lot of volatility coming into the afternoon of the European session. Okay, now in terms of this week, there aren't a lot of news. However, there's some things that we have to be aware of. So on Thursday we have big decisions in Europe. So if you are trading any FX currencies, okay, you have to be aware of this, okay? The European Central Bank interest rate decision, okay? That will be very, very important. And for equities, for US equities, something to be aware of is also on Thursday at 2:10 UK time, Fed Chair Powell speaks. Last time we spoke, 2 Fridays ago, we had a big sell-off, okay? So watch out for that. I don't know what he will say, but yeah, make sure you are aware of that. There might be increased volatility going into that event. Now, just wanted to start off to and show you this here. Okay, so this is something that we got from JP Morgan desk on Friday morning. And they said this. They said that we received a number of questions about whether we had seen panic selling. We have not. We still await one of those flash days where you have VIX spike to the 40-50 range. Remember guys, VIX is at 25 now, okay? The market falls in around 4% and you begin getting calls from relatives about which assets to sell. So what they are saying is that we haven't seen capitulation in the stock market yet, okay? There's still a lot of people are not afraid of what's going on at the moment. And if they are not afraid of what's going on at the moment, they're not scared, it means there is still a lot of downside momentum, downside pressure to come in the stock market. It means that the bottom is still not in the stock market as of yet, which may indicate that we may see lower lows. Once we start seeing capitulation, we start getting a lot, some sort of hedge funds getting margin call, getting bankrupt, then at that point we have seen capitulation, we've seen and we can certainly say that the bottom is in. Until then, we haven't seen that, so watch out guys, okay? There might be increased volatility coming into the next couple of weeks. Now let's get into the charts and have a look at the things we should be aware of for this week. and what actually happened last week. Let's start with US 500 here. So guys, we've predicted this downward pressure here. Okay, we predicted this over the last couple of weeks and we've been spot on with it. If you haven't watched our previous video, make sure you do, because we went into a lot of details of why we had this crash and also the things that we should be aware of in terms of fundamental news. Now, we discussed last week about how this zone was crucial for the US 500, and if we were to lose this area here, then we'll be going into and retesting the previous lows and perhaps see new lows. Now, as we've mentioned, this area was crucial, and guess what? This area seems to have held for now. Now you can see how this trend line here is being respected and is being rejected as it stands. And guys, there's two ways to play this. Okay, if we lose this area at any point this week, we are going to retest lows. Okay, so a safe trade would be to place a sell position, okay, perhaps on a retest of this trend line here. And if we start seeing some bid up, okay, some more consolidation here, and we start getting some buying pressure, then I expect us to perhaps get new highs here. Okay, this will have been the higher low and get a higher high here. Now, one thing that I wanted to point your attention to is the expected moves, and is the expected moves for the month of September. I know we talk about expected moves for the week, however, I found this very interesting here. So the expected moves for the month of September is the upper expected move is around 4,200, and look at this. The lower expected move is at 3,714. So if the market was to go down, it can go down to and retest those lows. Okay, so in terms of volatility and options, there is an increased probability that if we do break this key area here, key zone, then I expect us to retest the lows here, and this is where I will look to go long if we see some consolidation here. And if we go below this area here in the month of September, now just to make you guys aware, September is a very bearish month from a statistical point of view. Okay, so there's nothing bullish about September. So if we do see a drop below this area, it can increase potential hedging, and this can go a lot lower. Now they're predicting 3,300 as low as the S&P, as the US 500 can go, but we just have to take it as it comes. Don't get into any conclusions of now. If we do starting to see a bid up from here, okay, then I'll be looking to see what price does around this IC here. Okay, if we see consolidation here, we may see I may be looking to short it. Okay, but if price goes through it, then that's it. Okay, we're seeing new higher highs coming into the US 500. Next, go the UK 100, and guys, we were spot on with this. Okay, so if you followed our videos and our channel, well done to you, because we given this trade live. We given this trade here on the 2 hours live on the video that we done last week. Again, if you haven't watched it, make sure you go and watch it, because we did say we were entering a sell position here, and as we did, the market started selling off. And look at this. Crazy profits, guys. If you were in that trade, well done to you. Well done to you. That's all I can say. Now, guys, we've had this sell-off here, and we were targeting the 1-day IC. And guess what? We got it. And now we are seeing some buying pressure coming in, which is expected. So there's two ways to play this. We can enter a long position here. Okay, we may want to wait for today just to see who will be the UK Prime Minister. As you guys know, at 12:30 UK time, we'll be getting the results on who will be leading the UK from today. So interesting to see that. We may see some. I don't expect to see a lot of volatility in the UK 100, but you never know. Okay, it just depends on what policy they implement and so on. So just wait for that, but I would expect to see a bounce from here. And if we don't, if we lose this level, okay, I'm looking at this 4-hour IC here, and if we lose that as well, then again we're going, we're going to much lower lows to come. And what I'm looking at is this 1 week IC here around 5,900 to 1 week IC, sorry, at 5,900. There's a lot of liquidity sitting around here, so a nice flash sell will be beautiful. Okay, if we lose this level, but if we don't, as you can see, we've been a big consolidation here. Okay, so I expect to see either this liquidity being taken out. Okay, there's a lot of liquidity sitting up here, and if not, then I expect this to be taken out here and then go all the way down here. Next, the DAX. So we discussed the DAX in terms of the trade opportunities that we had this morning. Now, in terms of what we should be looking out, we did mention in last week's video about this level being critical here, and how, guys, we predicted this sell-off here. We were 100% spot on with this. Again, if you have been watching our channel, make sure you do like and subscribe our videos to be notified about any new videos that we bring out, because the analysis that we've done over the last couple of weeks has been 100% spot on, guys. Now, in terms of the DAX, it came into this 1 day IC, and now it's starting to consolidate, and we may wanna, if this will start to consolidate even further and perhaps get a bit up, start to open some buy positions. But guys, be aware of the liquidity sitting below here. I have a feeling that they may want to go and clear this before they go higher. Okay, so just see if we wick down and then close within the IC, that's a moment to buy. Okay, but if we go down and close below, then I expect lower lows to come in the DAX. Okay, lower lows in the form of perhaps coming into this, either this weekly IC here or this big weekly IC here. There's a lot of liquidity also sitting below this area here. So guys, there's a lot of negative momentum in the stock market. That's why I'm not suggesting a lot of buying opportunities. However, we are at critical levels pretty much on all indices, and if we are to hold those levels, then obviously higher highs are to come here. Okay, so let's see what happens over this week and the next coming weeks. Next, we got the US 30, and guys, we lost a critical level here. We've lost this trend line, and as you can see, I mean, in terms of what happened last week, we closed below the trend line, we retested the trend line perfectly, and then started selling off. So a nice opportunity here. And guys, this occurred during the non-farm payrolls as well. Can you see what happened here? Can you see how the market went in, cleared the liquidity above here? Okay, and if we are to go into an even smaller time frame, look at this, cleared the liquidity that we had here, and then started instantly selling off. A nice selling opportunity here. You had two things. You had the retest of the trend line, okay, and you had a clear liquidity grab, and you had pretty much everything. Okay, so that would have been a perfect sell opportunity for you. If you did catch it, well done to you. Okay, amazing stuff right there. Into what we should be looking out this week is simple, and I've been talking about this zone for I'm not sure how many weeks now. 30,800. Okay guys, this this is what I'm targeting. If we are to come in here and consolidate, I'm going to take a buy position. If we come here and we go through this level, then I'm seeing lower lows. That's pretty much what I'm testing. And if we are seeing lower lows, what am I targeting? I'm targeting this weekly IC here on at around 28,500 or so. Okay, next we got the US 100, and here guys, we are at a critical level. We are right on this trend line here. Now we did break the trend line, okay, but this may be a false break, okay, because we have previous resistance turns into support here. So if we see more follow through in here, then I expect the price to come all the way down here into around 11,600, 650, where I'm looking to go long. However, if we lose this level as well, then that's it, we are retesting lows. So that's pretty much how I'm going to play this. And if we are holding this and starting getting a bit up, then I'm looking for higher highs to come in here. Okay, so interesting to see what happens this week. Next, we got the VIX, guys, and you can see, I mean, the VIX is close today, but the VIX is at around 25 here, which suggests to us there's still a lot of volatility to come through. And guys, remember what JP Morgan said on Friday? They said that they expect to see, okay, for capitulation, VIX at around 35 to 40. Okay, which is a lot of volatility, a lot of fear in the stock market, guys. So if that happens, okay, there'll be a lot of capitulation, a lot of people going bankrupt at that point. As it stands, the VIX is at 25, suggesting volatility expected in the stock market. Now, one thing that puts a lot of pressure on the stock market is the DXY, the dollar index. I mean, as you can see, guys, we've been right with this, saying that we're seeing higher highs for the US dollar, and that's pretty much what happened last week. Now, as you can see, the US dollar cleared the liquidity above, and now it's just around 110, 109.8, 110. Okay, now the dollar, I've been getting some information that the dollar is becoming overextended now and overbought, and you can see here on the monthly, okay, on the monthly is becoming overbought, and once it becomes overbought on a monthly, it is due for some pullback on the monthly. So we need to see perhaps a month of pullback, at least a red candle here on the monthly, for it to continue going higher. Okay, this is an uptrend, there's no questions about that, but we need to see the dollar just getting a bit down a bit. And if we are to see that, okay, and if we are to see if the dollar will start to come down, that will help equities go up, will help the stock market go up. And that would, I mean, if it starts going down from here, then it would mean that the key levels on the stock market will hold, and then we'll start to see higher highs in the short term. So something to watch out for. Watch if this carries on going higher, but if this is a false break to the upside, just to catch in a lot of buyers here, then this may go down. What I'm targeting here, I'm targeting this daily IC here. There's some liquidity to clear around here, so this daily IC would be a perfect point to start buying the dollar again. As it stands, be aware of this. The dollar is very, very strong, and as the dollar is strong, guess what? Gold has finally came into our target. And just as full disclosure, guys, I am long gold as of last week. It finally came into this IC here on the 8 hours, and is a perfect opportunity to buy gold, in my opinion. Now, obviously, if the dollar keeps going higher, this will put a lot of pressure on it, but in my opinion, if the dollar starts going lower, then it will allow gold to go a lot higher, and I'm targeting a new higher high here for gold in around 800, which should be a good target. This will be a long-term trade, guys, so if you do enter a long position here, just be aware this will be a long-term trade. Okay, but it's just doing all the right things as it stands. Okay, so I believe gold will go higher in the next couple of weeks. Next, I've been talking about this last week, and guess what? So GBPUSD, it's been going down. Okay, so we haven't seen consolidation here at all whatsoever. However, what I'm looking at now is that I'm looking for price to perhaps clear this liquidity down here and then go into this monthly IC here. And if that happens, okay, this hasn't happened since 1985, guys. Okay, 1985. So if gold comes in, GBPUSD, if it comes in here, okay, this will be perhaps a good opportunity to go long. As the US dollar eases off from its highs, it will allow for fuel for GBPUSD to go higher here. Okay, so if it clears this liquidity perhaps at some point this week, then I expect the GBPUSD to go higher. So watch out for that this week, guys. Next, we got GBP Swiss franc, and I've been talking about this for a long time now, and guess what? It finally came into our 8 hour IC here, guys. it's right in here now, and I'm looking for some consolidation and then perhaps a bit up. We haven't been here since March of 2020. The GBP is pretty beaten up as it stands. Perhaps with the new Prime Minister, if he comes in with some policies that will support the pound, we will get a bit up in the pound. Okay, at the moment the pound is pretty beaten up, so not a lot of positive news, but this can change in a second, so watch out for that. And if we start getting a bit up, perhaps clear this daily, get a candlestick close above this daily 20 EMA, then we'll be looking for price to come in at least into this daily I see here, which will be a very long-term trade, but a very profitable trade, so be aware of that. Lastly, guys, let's talk about Bitcoin. So, I mean, in here, there's not a lot to talk about. With the price is just going sideways, and I can see there is no momentum, there's no volume whatsoever in Bitcoin, guys. So, I will get back to you on this once we start getting some volume, some volatility. But as it stands, I'm still seeing lower lows in here. So, yeah, there's nothing to talk about in here. That's it from me this week, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Please give us a like if you enjoyed today's video, and subscribe to our channel for more content coming up very soon. Also, don't forget to visit our website and inquire about the trading courses we offer. Thank you very much, guys, and I hope you have a great trading week.